This episode of the Red Bull Rant is brought to you by the fine patrons that support us through patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. You can support us for the low price of $1 a month, and you can get exclusive content, including a monthly wrap-up for the New York Red Bulls. We want to send a special shout-out to our patrons who support us at $5 a month. That is our producer-level reward. Thank you to Jeremiah Dempster, William Martin, Clayton John, and Christopher Admack. Now, on to the show.
The Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing podcast with three soccer-loving idiots who don't know when to shut their dumb potty mouths. So listener discretion, yeah, it's pretty much advised.
Rage, fucking rage!
Welcome, my friends, to the Show for Friends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Picco.
I'm Pat McDonald.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 332. Here's where Cameron goes berserk. Do it, Pat. Do it. Come on. You know the next line.
What was it?
Ah! Now I'm going to sit comatose for the next 45 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was fun this weekend, huh?
Oh, I don't want to hear it. I was fucking there.
I know.
That miserable weather.
Horrible.
Red Bulls lose to the Union in the first round of the MLS playoffs, 4-3. It was 3-3 at the end of regulation, so they gave up a goal in extra time. And to make it worse, they gave up not one, but two different two-goal leads. So, yay. Truman, do you have any tweets? I think there's some, right?
Probably, yeah. Like a large amount. All right. So here we go. Creepy Taxi, Steven Santos said, so we lost a lead in Philly. What a shock. We did that before. It was sadly kind of expected, and a shit coach who can't adapt or sub properly or defend the lead. We'll get to that in a minute. That's so Metro. We'll keep going. Keep on going. P.S. Robles, our MVP this year. Our friend Anthony said, I fear this is only the beginning of their fall. As bad as this was, what does the roster look like in 2020? BWP's done. Aaron Long is likely West Ham bound, and Kaku isn't coming back. Might be a miserable few years in our future as fans of this team. Casey Jones at Grateful Shred 23. Not sure if I'm more mad about another early playoff exit or the fact that those early goals actually got my hopes up again.
Yeah.
I think that's really the problem. Dave at Syracuse Pinball said, good thing they didn't have the weight of competing for a shield. Which was usually the excuse, right?
And it had the Aaron Long. Oh, no, that was the Luis Robles shoulder shrug gift, too. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Wayne Harrison at W. Harrison 83. I'd have preferred to have lost 3-0 than to have been given false hope. Never felt comfortable at 2-0 or 3-1 up. RBNY never had the game under control at any point. Too open, all too predictable. What now? Justin D at Baba Bluey said no. At CNY MetroStar at CNY _Metro 86 posted a great GIF of Groundhog's Day, just saying, "Well, it's Groundhog Day again." I think we've heard that "I've Got You, Babe" song 24 times now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Socrates at MetroFan96 says, RBNY, whatever. Philly's not going to win MLS Cup this year. Neither team was going to. So get eliminated now, get eliminated later. LA, Seattle, NYCFC. I'm going to get to that way later in the show. Those are games worth playing and watching. Those are teams with a shot. Again, get to that later in the show. But obviously this was tweeted 4 days ago. So yeah, there you go.
Our fans seem happy.
I'm happy the season's over, honestly, at this point. I'm just, let's just get right into it. Likes and dislikes. We'll start with dislikes. Hopefully there's something positive to take from this. I'm going to go first. My dislike is just same shit, different year. We lost the Atlanta series last year because Chris Armas abandoned the press. We lost this game because Chris Armas abandoned the press. The only difference is we did it with a lead. And it's sad because if you think about it, it took Philly, they scored the third goal with like 10 minutes remaining, something like that. I don't know. We were not pressing in that second half, and it took them like 30 minutes to score a goal or score 2 goals. Imagine if we actually pressured them in the second half and, disrupted their play like we did in the first half. I know we lost 2 players, but we lost Sims early in the first half, and it didn't affect the rest of that half, except for a momentary lapse, which I think could be forgiven. And granted, we lost Kaku, but it's not like we don't know how to press, and we went away from our DNA, and therefore we failed. Same story, different day.
Mine is going to be the lack of depth, because I bring this up. The Red Bulls lose 2 of the most important players. Josh Sims gets the early goal and then gets knocked unconscious pretty much, forcing the Red Bulls to use Sean Davis, or who came in at that point? Alex Mawil? Alex Mawil. Okay.
Davis was for Kaku.
Okay, right. And then Kaku gets injured, comes out, and you bring in Sean Davis, who both amounted to do absolutely nothing. What did 2 of the Philadelphia subs do?
Game tying goal, game winning goal.
Score goals. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest difference. So when people want to talk about the league and want to talk about that you can't have deep benches because you have a salary cap, maybe that's true, but clearly there's a difference of having better quality players on your bench. And Philly definitely had that. And I think in the game we're watching right now, Atlanta against Philadelphia, Atlanta clearly probably has better players to come off the bench than the Red Bulls did. Because the Red Bulls had 2 guys that maybe you want to bring in to, I don't even know, hold down a 4-goal lead, maybe. But it really just goes to show the difference of quality on the benches of both teams.
I mean, does anybody remember like 2 years ago we had depth on this team? It's not like it's not possible for this team. They just don't want to do it, apparently.
Yeah. My dislike is, I forget which tweet said it, but yeah, I got my hopes up. Once we went up 2-0, once we went up 3-1, I got my hopes up, thought we might actually do something. And even though I kind of went in this thing expecting nothing, I kind of wish it had just stayed that way instead of getting emotionally invested for as long as I did. It was another disappointing game all around. Again, like Jay said, let up off the press. What else is new? How many times been burned by letting up off the press? Basically, right now I'm wearing my glitch jersey because it was a waste of time to buy this thing because it's already it was obsolete about a third of the way through the season. And it's much like caring about this team was pointless this year. The glitch jersey is pointless. It's all pointless. And it's not going to get any better. The best case scenario for this game happened. They flopped hard. They flopped so hard. But is Armas going to lose his job? No. Is Dennis Hamlet going to lose his job? No. I think we'll get into the roster. I think we're going to see a major turnover there. But, I don't see anything changing.
Is there anything positive to take from this year? Or this game? I'm sorry, this game.
Yeah, I dressed appropriately. You know what the best thing I did for this game was I had a pair of boots in the trunk of my car because it rained the entire time, and I would have been super bummed if I had just been wearing sneakers like a lot of people had. Plus, I still had my poncho that I bought in D.C., so I was wearing a Washington Nationals poncho, which at least kept me mostly dry. So despite it raining the whole time, except for in extra time, that's actually when it stopped raining, I was mostly able to stay dry throughout.
My lake was in a Derby Road. There was actually a good number of people there, like a surprising number of people watching the game. Even one Union fan, believe it or not. So that was really cool. Hopefully that can continue for next year. And I stayed dry because I was indoors, and I got to consume alcohol to numb the pain. So that's my like.
My like is that I had a big IKEA bookcase to put together, and it gave me something to take my mind off this stupid fucking team. I mean, I'm not going to get into it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to rant at other points in this podcast and next week or whenever we do the season wrap up. So, any afterthoughts on this game?
I mean, I can't believe that I got to see Josh Sims score his first goal for the team and then get fucking knocked silly moments afterwards, and no review on that play at all. That was rather surprising.
Same for the Kaku thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Josh Sims is, team finale, as we all know.
Oh, listen, not according to him. Nothing set in stone. He said there's an option for him to come back. Come on now.
Yeah, for sure.
So that what Truman's talking about is apparently the way the loan deal is structured because of MLS moving up the playoff dates. He is going to go back, but there's an option for Sims to get loaned out again to the Red Bulls through, I think it's the end of the 2019-2020 Premier League season. So we can get him through the summer.
Woo!
Yeah, we'll see.
And just to put a bow tie on this game, like everyone said, I didn't feel comfortable at 2-0, and I did not feel comfortable at 3-1. And honestly, at 3-2, you knew it was over. Mm-hmm. Because again, they were without their best two midfielders out of the game. Yeah. And you had the uncreative Mouille and Sean Davis in there. There was no way they were going to win that game. None. And that's really the killer. And then your sub off the bench is BWP. Unfortunately, was the only sub that Armas had to actually make that was like a thought out sub because the other ones were for injury. So that's a killer that BWP comes in, and as you've seen throughout the season, nothing. He got one shot on goal. Well, it wasn't even a shot on goal. It was like a shot toward goal.
Yeah, it was pretty wide. And I'll talk about this. I am bringing this up only because I feel like I have to. I do not think this contributed to the Red Bulls losing at all because I think the Red Bulls just sucked in this game when it mattered. But the referee's decisions to not use VAR at certain times, the Josh Sims injury, the Kaku injury, the second goal that the Union scored, which was a possible offsides. I mean, it was close. I'm not sure which way it would have went, but this is why VAR is there, is to fix things, and they didn't go to it.
Yeah, the Josh Sims play, I was there, so I didn't get to see any replay, and clearly I was not going to watch any highlights of this game.
And Josh Sims was in the area first and got ran into by Blake. I understand goalkeepers have the right to go for the ball, but come on.
I'll tell you right now, I saw it live, I saw the replays, I don't recall anything about standing out saying it should have been reviewed as a foul.
I mean, on Blake's elbow made contact with his head.
Yeah, well, because they were both going for the ball. I mean, that's what happens is when in keepers, that contact happens all the time. There is no ref on the planet that's going to call that. None.
All right. Well, still taking that one out, the inconsistency in using VAR, it's the whole reason it's there. I mean, I get the offside was pretty close, so could you overturn it? Probably not, but what does it hurt in a playoff game, right? A game that matters because what loser goes home. What's the point in not taking, 2 minutes to look at it? Even if the call's upheld.
I don't give a fuck about the refs or VAR. The team just sucks. They lost this game. VAR didn't lose this game.
No, that's why I prefaced it.
Right.
That's why I prefaced it. I said the team lost the game. It had nothing to do with the refs. I just wish VAR is applied consistently, and this is an example of it not being.
I don't give a shit.
I don't think it would have changed the call.
Yeah.
But
as you can see, I'm so over this team.
Wait till February when you're right back in it again.
Well, at least there's no Champions League to worry about this year.
Oh, no, you mean mid-February games?
Yeah.
No, midweek 25-degree games to go to?
Yep. All right. I didn't look up the New York Red Bulls too. I'm not going to bother right now. They're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. So I guess time for dumping ground then, since that's pretty much all that's left to talk about. So where's my sound effect?
I'm the trash man.
Listen, I can't talk about the thing I really want to talk to until I get to my terrible team of the week. If you guys do you guys have any other thoughts before I get to that? Is there anything else you want to discuss? Any exciting soccer news going on?
Connor Lade retired.
Yeah, there you go.
Connor Lade retired. He's gonna. I know there's a great deal of fan base that will not miss him, but I always appreciated his effort. And he did take a picture with me once, and he signed actually to the whole podcast a little card to the Red Bull Rant. Keep up the good work. Who knows if he ever actually listened to our show, but it does exist.
And I think people will miss him because he was a lifer, mini loan not included. Like he said, he grew up in the area. He grew up watching the team. He's an awesome person. And he'll be sticking around in some capacity. He'll be around.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I mean,
that'd be nice.
He was. I don't know if he was the first, but he was at least one of the first actual academy players we signed to the first team. So,
yeah, well, he was one of the first. Yeah,
yeah.
Give him the Howard Cross role. Just let him be the sideline reporter. Do it.
No, that wouldn't be bad actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to do this one last time because this sound clip now has to get retired.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Yeah.
It's sad. His Wikipedia page is just a one-liner. On October 23rd, 2019, Lade announced his retirement from professional soccer.
Uncool. Whoever did that.
Are we saving roster moves for next week?
Oh, that's right. Might as well do it now.
Yeah.
Next week wrap up show. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we might as well talk about some of it now because most likely stuff will happen before we get to do the season wrap up. So, the tweet. I'm trying to remember who. So, let's see. Where is it? I'm looking for the tweet with this stuff. All right. Aaron Long to West Ham. Is it West Ham or just in general? He's gone. He's got to be, right?
Probably.
Gone in the winter window, right?
Well, I would say he's gone.
Kaku, is he gone in the winter window?
Yes. Kaku's gone.
No, sticks around. One more season.
He's only saying that because he has the jersey.
Yep. He's got to make it worth it.
And he really has to qualify 3 seasons to get the statue. That's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. BWP.
Gone. Retired.
Whoa. Listen, do you take the thunder away from Connor's retirement? Honestly, yeah. If I were to assume, I believe this is his last. This was his last season on the Red Bulls. I hope he doesn't go Juan Pablo Angel and plays for the Galaxy or something. Especially considering we retired his number before he retired. Although he kind of retired this year. Kind of retired.
Yeah.
So I'm going to think with big scoring Brian Wright and Barlow that, we will not see Bradley Wright Phillips on this team anymore.
Let's not forget now signing Matthias Jorgensen.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Breakout star 2020.
So, I could... I think BWP definitely is gone. I mean, he's talked about not having it this season. So, question is he retiring from soccer? I don't think he is. I think he'll try to like find somewhere to get at least one more year out of it. Preferably not in MLS because I'd rather see him. I don't know. I guess go back to England for a year, even if it's not in the Premier League, just to play in his home country.
It won't be the
League.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying, like, give him like at least one more year in his home country, like before he retires, kind of thing.
Plymouth Argyle.
Sure.
That's where he played.
I mean, yeah, go back to where he started. It's not a bad way to end a career, as much as he's probably wouldn't be a full-time starter. Like that's still a good story. I'm only mentioning this because of the hug between him and BWP, but Luis Robles.
He might be gone.
I think he's here next year.
I can see them cleaning house. And he didn't have the greatest year. They have Ryan Mara. You know.
I was going to say, Ryan Mara is sitting there, and he is a starter quality goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know any of these guys' contract statuses, or
We're just
shooting
guessing.
shit?
Yeah, we're just
Like
guessing.
that, like your contract status is like anybody has that information. Nobody covers the team.
And MLS will never tell you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm trying to think of other players on this team that would be up in the air.
Wu-Tang?
Who?
Who is it?
Yeah.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think he was seen as the Tyler Adams replacement, and he's not really it, so I don't think they'll keep him around.
Yeah, he did not replace Tyler Adams.
Especially since his birthday is in March, so he'll be turning 30.
I say he sticks around so he can, so my other jersey stays protected for one more season.
That's why I buy a jersey without a number on it.
Yeah.
Plus they're cheaper. Tim Parker, because I think he's near the end of a deal.
I think didn't he just resign one last year?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah, I think he sticks around.
But was it a multi-year deal? Or was it only 1 year? I wasn't sure.
Pretty sure it was a multi-year.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he sticks around.
Michael Murillo.
Based on an Instagram post today, it seemed very much like a goodbye post. I think he's gone.
I'll say gone.
Kamar Lawrence.
You know, he's staying.
And it's just unless somehow Jamaica shoots up the rankings, and he becomes a realistic option for England. But that's the only reason he's still here is because Jamaica is not high enough in the FIFA rankings for him to qualify to play in England.
Hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't think there's anybody else worth discussing. So
Nope. I ain't talking about Buckmaster's career, so, you know.
Buckmaster. Reese.
All right. So I guess that's it for Dummingren then.
Yeah, nothing else really going on.
Yeah.
Salzburg lost Champions League again, so.
Who did they lose to?
Napoli. That's a tough group there. Because Liverpool's in there, Napoli's in there. It's tough.
Mm.
So I guess Jesse needs to curse some more.
Fucking.
I mean, yeah. When you guys play Liverpool and Red Bull playing the last match day, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's not for a while. All right. I think we could skip Pat's betting corner. Right?
Yeah, it's just not
the
enough
playoffs
to
and all that
bet on.
stuff. Yeah.
Right, yes. I mean, there's only really basically one game left.
Yeah.
Since this
if
game
we
is
get-
halftime.
Yeah, if we get this out before 10:30 tonight, LAFC.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Right, you want to make your one bet.
It's not getting at that early. Actually, it might. It's only 9:00 as we're doing this, so it's possible.
Do you have the do we have any numbers on that game, Pat? Do you have an over under on it? Do we have anything on that game? I'd like to know if there's an over under for it.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Let me get into.
Because I think that's going to be a good over game. I think this. I'm hoping. I'm going to watch it. I'm staying up and watching it. I want goals galore.
Oh yeah, that's what everybody wants. We don't all get nice things, okay? All right, MLS. Here we go. Let's click on this game. Look at everything we've got. All right. So yeah, there's actually you can do a whole bunch of different over or unders. I guess the main one is actually 5.5, where you can get actually it's not quite. Let's see, what's the more even one? Actually, the more even one is 3.5, where under you get a plus 108, 3.5 over you get a neg 137. I mean, so if you're really confident and you want to go the over like 5.5, think there's going to be 6 goals, you can take that at a 350, you know. But yeah, I mean, LAFC is the big favorite in this one.
Boy, I don't know. That they really know how to pick a number, don't they? Because that's like a 3-2 game right there. I feel.
That's why these guys are. That's what they get paid to do.
That's why casinos keep the money.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, before we get to the terrible team of the week stuff, real quick, ranting against other sports. What the fuck are you doing, New York Jets? I know you're going to lose, but to lose that badly, come on.
Oh, do we want to go into our New York's bitching section before we get to terrible team of the week? I'll gladly do that because
it kind of blends right into it, so might as well.
Also, let's just point out that the terrible New York week has not ended because both basketball teams lost their openers last night. So if you really just want to keep the party train going, you get the Yankees getting eliminated. The Giants completely shit the bed in that game, where Daniel Jones looked fucking terrible, cannot hang on to the ball. Then we have the Red Bulls embarrassment, and then, like you said, Jay, you get to Monday night where Sam Darnold didn't even look like a fourth-string quarterback.
No,
I've never seen a guy throw
interceptions
off his back foot.
4 interceptions, a fumble, being mic'd up and saying, "I see ghosts."
Yeah.
And just the defense not – granted, it's Tom Brady, but the defense not being able to stop anything.
Nope.
Hell, the one time the Jets defense got a turnover, we could not even get a fucking field goal, and we were in field goal range when we started that drive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had to turn the ball over, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Jets were terrible, but I mean, I guess I have to rant about my boys. The Giants, they looked awful as well. I mean, Daniel Jones had probably his worst game so far. As a professional, definitely needs to learn how to hold on to the ball. And you kind of think, I mean, he's a rookie, so I mean, there's no reason to worry about that per se. But then you look at some of the play calls that his coach, Pat Shurmur, made, and it kind of makes you realize, wow, so this is why he was run out of Cleveland. I mean, you know, the draw play on a 3rd and 18 and then deciding, oh, we're going to go for it anyway on 4th and 13. Like, what? No, you punt. What are you doing? You have plenty of time. And so, yeah, the Giants were just foolish. And then today, the Yankees had their postseason press conference where once again, Brian Cashman's like, well, I don't know. We don't really think we needed pitching. Even though every year for the past 10 years, for the first decade, since I believe it was the 1910s, the Yankees have not played in a World Series. Every year this decade, they've been shut down by good pitching staff because good to great pitching always shuts down hitting in the postseason. And when you play analytics ball, when it's just swing away, It's going to happen. You need pitchers to stay up, keep up with the other teams, and then hope for the breaks to go your way. And they just didn't do that again. And they probably won't do it again this offseason. And for the Mets fans, way to fire a middling manager and then not hire any of the big name managers.
Yep. I mean, Joe Girardi going to the Phillies is a disgrace. But I think the worst part for Mets fans, my fellow Mets fans, is that they're going to hire some chump stain to be the manager, some yes man, fucking Carlos Beltran, who's never managed anything, just because it doesn't really matter. They just want to plug a guy in that will do what the owners say, what the GM says, a guy that won't, be allowed to create a starting lineup, who will be told when to pull a starting pitcher out of the game, because that's apparently what goes on at Citi Field. Is that the owners tell you when you're taking your starter out. So I'm really looking forward to that announcement of what – and I love Carlos Beltran. I'm not bashing him. He was a fantastic Met. Sure, he's watched strike three go by him in Game 6 of the 2006 NLCS. But, hey, aside from that, he was a great Met. Love the guy. But I don't want to see him as a Met manager. And there's no one else. There's no other proven manager, which is what this team needs – out there, and they're not going to get one anyway. They're just not, because it ain't going to be Buck Showalter, and it better not be Dusty Baker. God, that guy can get you to a final, but he can't win one.
The best thing that could happen in baseball is the Nationals win the World Series, because they are not an analytics team.
True. So there you go. We have any more? Do we want to? I don't know enough about basketball to really bash the Knicks, but they're just going to suck anyway.
And the Nets, all I know is I looked at the stats on Sunday. Andrew Jordan didn't play a lot. I thought he was supposed to be a big deal. I thought he was one of the big signings. What gives? Come on.
Right?
Come on, Nets.
Basketball.
So mad.
And I'm pretty sure Rutgers got embarrassed again over the weekend, right? Or did they have a bye week?
They did score a touchdown, so.
Okay. Good for them.
They managed to score a touchdown. And they got Liberty, who they are paying to visit this week, and they will probably pay $1 million for a loss.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that leaves us with one thing. Truman's terrible team of the week.
That's terrible.
Well, everyone. The blue trash barge floated on down the Hudson into Queens and lost in the last minute. And I am loving it. They are terrible. They should have known better to ever play a game at Citi Fields. That was mistake number one, is you don't play in a stadium with a perennial loser that's called my New York Mets. That is just, you're not going to win that game. Not only do you lose, but you lose on a last-minute penalty kick, and that was a stupid fucking foul. That is a penalty 110% of the time. I'm so glad they made that terrible mistake. I can't believe I'm so excited about TFC winning a game. I really couldn't believe I'm this excited about it. But it is a delight. It almost makes up for how bad the Red Bulls fucked up this year, because at least the Red Bulls were not favored to win that game, and they were not at home. Although, to be fair, NYCFC was not home as well.
Sure.
But, their fans, right? They came out, and they had their cool tifo, and they were going to have a good old time, and they fucking lost, and I love it. I love it. It's so great. It's so great. I know Blue Meanie Mike is probably listening to this, cursing us out. I don't care. He understands that we're going to just drink in every second of this. Twitter last night was fantastic. It was just delicious. Friend of the show, TFC social media guy Eric Giacometti, with an amazing post. Posting from the TFC Twitter page saying, put it in the books with the Apple GIF going up and down. Good job, TFC. You've made me very, very happy.
It's sad that the joy we get in soccer in MLS right now is from Schadenfreude. I mean,
what else we got? We got nothing else, right?
true.
That's all we
24
have.
years.
Yeah.
I have no sports joy and no soccer joy.
We just
I have no sports joy either.
I have alcohol. That's what I have.
This is why I'm rooting for who did I pick now? I think the University of Minnesota to win games because really I'm just getting desperate and picking weird teams to win things. This is it. Go Gophers.
I watch Hawaii Rainbow Warriors football now. Dear God.
Which I believe they're just now the Warriors.
That's true. I do believe they are just the Warriors
Right?
now.
Yep.
And have been for like well over 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, you're last. What bizarre college football team are you really going to root for? I guess you got Maryland, right?
No. How about no sports and just weird video games like the what the hell is the title? Untitled Goose Game.
Oh, there you go. Untitled Goose Game.
I haven't bought it yet. I saw a playthrough of like the beginning of it, and now I'm gonna go buy it.
Yep, Untitled Goose Game. It looks pretty great. Pat, you're a goose and you honk at people.
Alrighty then.
You
Yes.
were not only do you honk at people, you just cause mayhem.
Yes.
I was thinking of playing Space Fallout, Outer Worlds.
That's right. Outer Worlds is out too soon.
And,
my
Call of Duty.
go-to game right now is Rocket League, which is car soccer. So at least there's the crossover.
You've been playing that for a while.
Yeah, I've been playing. Well, hold on. Let me see. Where's my Steam account? Since I'm on that computer, I'm pretty sure I've been playing a very long time. I think I had it for Rocket League. I have 1,087 hours into that game.
Hot
Wow.
damn.
There you go.
I think I've been playing since like 2016.
There you go. Yeah, no, because I think I was still doing this on the show on the couch in the basement when you started playing Rocket League.
Maybe.
I should.
And I did buy FIFA this year, so I got that too.
Another thing that is great right now, guys, is AEW. AEW is fucking fantastic.
I didn't finish. I didn't finish the one from last night. I had the last match to go.
So thank God for scripted sports because that has been very, very good. As we shift into the AEW rant starting in 2 weeks.
Apparently, the Untitled Goose Game is not available on Steam yet. Hooray!
Oh no.
Well, I don't want to use the Epic Store. I don't feel like buying into that.
Honk.
Well, just got more Rocket League and FIFA to play.
There you go.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I'll say that we're going to do a wrap-up show next week, right? We're going to wrap up
Or the week after. We'll figure it out.
All right, so yeah, we're going to do at least one more episode. You guys, you can tweet us questions and emails, and if there's anything you want us to talk about specifically, let us know. Whatever it is, we don't care. We will answer all questions, no matter how ridiculous. Because I think we've proven over another season that our show is always completely ridiculous.
And we need to figure out a Patreon show because we haven't done one in a while.
Yeah, what do you want to do with what should we do for our Patreon show? We'll do a wrap-up Patreon show, too.
So, this is
about Crown Jewel, I'll tell you that much.
So, this is what we're going to do. So, for everybody, we're going to do a post or season recap survey kind of thing. So, Defender of the Year, Attacking Player of the Year, that kind of stuff. For the patrons, I am going to put up a post on Patreon, so look for it. And I'm going to use that as a floor. Tell us what you want us to do for your Patreon edition show. Because
I still think Sexy Jason Calendar is what the patrons want.
That's not a episode, and I'm only one man. I can't do 12 months.
Oh, we can over 12 things for you to do.
As long as the belt's in at least 10 of them.
Fair enough.
Bastard.
You notice it's such a crappy year that's when I win the belt.
Yeah, I mean, if not only was it again, like we said, not only was it a real mediocre, shitty season for the Red Bulls, but it was a shitty season for us in predictions. Like we were just a fucking disaster.
Yeah, we were brutal.
I got to double check the numbers, but I'm pretty sure I ended at 20 points. Like I think the last game got me over the 20. So, all right. So wrap this one up. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month is all you need for exclusive content, such as our monthly wrap-ups or live post-game, anything we do. You can email us, redbullrant@gmail.com. You can call us, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter, at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Doc the Stooge for myself, at PMAC D82 for Pat, at The Truman for Truman. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to follow me on Twitter, let me know you're following me. Because, I mean, people follow me. I don't really follow anyone back half the time. So if you're following me from the show and I haven't followed you back yet, tweet at me and say, yo, idiot. Specifically say, yo, idiot, follow me back. All right?
Just make that a general rule for all of us.
Yeah. Aside from that, looking forward to another second-year expansion team winning MLS Cup. Cool.
Yeah, that whole...
Maybe I was going to say, maybe Dawson's Ferrari will derail things.
Yeah, that whole Twitter thing, don't at me because I don't check Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
All right. For Pat, Truman, and myself, this has been episode number 332 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not going to say it because they're not playing anymore. So, see you later.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
This is ridiculous, okay? I'll go. Shit.